Okay, there are a few different things once you get into the site I recommend setting up. One of them would be the quick links section on the left. Here you can set up any of the quick links that you're going to see regularly. So if you do a lot of sales, you can put it here. If you are really heavy into ET, My Herd, Health, you can put it all here, click save, and it'll update what you see on the left-hand menu. You can always come back and edit this later, so don't worry about doing it right the very first time. There are a number of different settings you can set up in the site. The account settings are pretty straightforward. Feel free to take a look at that. And then if you have any specific questions, reach out and let me know. Then the herd settings, this is something that's really important because it'll dictate how some of the things work within the site. The herd owner, this is something if you have cattle owned by multiple people that you manage, you can come in, create contacts for different people and then designate them as a herd owner. A way to do that would be creating a contact and then make sure you select them as a herd owner, and then they will automatically pull into this list. For the identification methods, you can designate your primary and secondary ID. If you are affiliated with an association, I would put one of these as the ID that they require whenever you're recording animals. Here you can click customize and choose them. PHN is private herd number. Some associations require that, some don't. I know another popular one is ear tag. Do whichever works best for your practices. You'll be able to collect extra information, but this is what I'll display in your tables, in the reports, and then if you're trying to search for specific animals, it'll show you primary and secondary ID only. For the definition section, the ones that I'm really going to point out that I think are the most important to know about. For pair, this is a cow with calf outside. If you move the cow into a new pasture, the calf will follow. If you move the calf into a new pasture without the mom, it'll separate the two and create a weaning record on that date for the calf. Then here, these three numbers are what are going to dictate the upper and lower limits of weaning and yearling. So read through these things and just kind of make sure that these ages make sense for your breed. Here, if you click the question mark, you can see what the BIF ranges are and then the IGS accepted ranges. Lastly, I think something that you'll want to look at and see what works best for your management practices is the breeding age. And where this really comes into play is they will pull into the breeding form, and they will also get breeding records created if you have the breeding pasture status turned on and you move breeding age bulls or cows in and out of pastures. Then here, the cattle record, you can go through each section and just kind of customize this for how you work your cows. So if you're always doing your ear tag on the left ear, you're always using white ear tags, you can default this and it'll pull into your forms. Same things with your brands, brand location. And then you can also decide to hide something or display it. So if you don't do EID tags, just unselect it here and it won't show up in your form. Same thing with metal ear tags, really any of these. If you don't plan to use them, just unselect it and so it won't bog down the different pages and forms. You can do this for the animal details section, as well as the different performance metrics for birth, weaning, and yearling as well. For now, I'd recommend skipping associations and animal color. Once you're more familiar with the site, and we've got the Angus import complete, then I'll walk you through what we should do here.